And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around your real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are going to educate, we're going to entertain, we're going to enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you in an effort to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
We want you to save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Give us a call on our hotline or text 813-670-7372. Check out our website as well, consumerqb.com. You can see a lot of links there. You're going to have an expert contributor page that has all of our contact information for all of our expert contributors. You're going to see a submission form where you can contact us. You can submit an email that comes directly through to my team, and we're going to make sure we get back to you with any advice that you're looking for, any connections that you want within the Tampa Bay market. We've got a lot of expert contributors, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, all types of real estate experts and inspections. There's so many ways that we can help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We would love to engage with you. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. Go around the horn now, make our introductions. Fred Muth back in studio, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Welcome back, sir.
Well, thank you, Brandon. It's good to see all you guys again. How's it going on your end? I know we're on fire.
Yeah, things are great. We're setting records every day.
You're setting records, yeah. You keep closing them real estate transactions. We'll continue to sell patios and screen rooms.
Yes, sir. I like it. Also, Chris Baran making his debut on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Baran Property Management, welcome in.
Thanks, Brandon. Like I said, by myself today. Donna's busy, so I figured I'd come in and show my mug a little bit.
Yeah,
tell you what's going on out there in the world of community management.
That's right. Community management, property management, everything from the commercial side, helping homeowners associations, helping out investors create those performing assets out of their real estate properties. A lot of times investors, they don't want to deal with the tenants, toilets, and termites, that comes along with property management. So we would love for you to reach out to our show partner here, our expert contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show. As you know, I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, owner of Platinum MVP Realty. We're looking for not only office staff, we're looking for interns, we're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team. We're hiring right now. Again, we're setting records. We're looking for all types of help. Reach out if you are looking for a job or know someone who is. We'd love to talk to you, and we would love to connect. ConsumerQB.com. A couple of hot listings here. Brand new listings, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. We've got a property here in South Tampa. It's 3911 West Euclid Avenue. This is a great property in the Belmar area of South Tampa in the Plant High School District. It's Plant and Coleman High Schools, school zones rather. $842,000 just listed, 5,500 square feet, gorgeous 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story home, and you've got 10-foot ceilings throughout. So many upgrades, and there's the X flood zone, which no additional flood insurance is required. Beautiful property in South Tampa, great buying opportunity. Also a great property over in Largo, 12091 145th Street in Largo. This is a great opportunity to buy, again, with no flood zone, just outside of the beach area, 12091 145th Street in Largo. This property is over close to the beach. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Brio Tuscan Grill is our official restaurant partner, and they do a great job. When we go over there to have lunch, they are such a great staff, friendly staff, excellent food, signature drinks, and they're offering a special to our Consumer Quarterback Show listeners. Now, all you have to do is mention in the Consumer Quarterback Show when you go over to Brio Tuscan Grill, and they're going to hook you up with one of their signature appetizers free just for following the show and mentioning the show. Tomato and caprese, mozzarella caprese. You've got the roasted garlic, spinach, and artichoke dip, spicy shrimp and eggplant, beef carpaccio, calamari. So many good opportunities and appetizers over there at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza, our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, here we go. Let's talk with Fred Muth. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. What are you seeing out there, buddy?
Well, you got me hungry now. Talking about Tuscan Grill, I've eaten there a couple of times. Very good. Excellent
Yeah, man.
You've had a few parties over there.
Yeah, we did a
Fantastic.
live event last month. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, back to business. This is like the booms all over again from 04, 05. We're just, I check my emails every 45 minutes. There's more leads coming through. We have another guy that's going to be sharing the mic with me with our company, Chris Hatfield. He's sitting in over there.
Nice.
And thanks, Chris, because, I just can't handle all these leads without somebody coming in and trying to get behind the mic as well. But it's all good. I mean, it's not that I'm over-optimistic. It's extremely good. And we've got new builds coming up right and left. We still have the same problem with labor. We always talk about the labor. If there were 1,500 good screen enclosure installers 10 years ago, there's still 1,500 good screen enclosure installers on the west coast of Florida. But the workload continues to come in. And it's the same thing with the concrete. I've got an excellent concrete contractor that covers all my stuff, but he gets backed up because the supply companies get backed up, and he can't always schedule the jobs because they basically dictate to him how soon they can pour 4 yards or 5 yards, etc. So we run into these problems, but you know what? It's all good. We're as much as coming at us and as confusing as it can become, we really got a lid on it. We've got it under control.
Let me ask you. I want to ask you about the Trump tariffs on aluminum. How's that affected you?
Well, what I've seen, I probably signed up more work since that word tariff hit CNN, and so I'm going to thank. Do you have his number? I want to give him a call.
Yeah.
Thank him because people are nervous that the price is going to go through the roof. Now, I don't know where we're going with it. The last time I was on the show, we had the same conversation, and that was a couple weeks ago. Not sure where it's going to go.
But you haven't seen any price increases on aluminum yet?
I've seen increases by the suppliers based on the same reason. But however, I don't believe that they got hit with the increase at this point. There's just a lot of unknowns with this tariff situation.
Yeah.
We don't know how much of it is a political ploy.
Right.
So whatever's happening with it, it's not hurt me whatsoever because people are ready to move. They're ready to go forward based on the fact they don't want, the smart people, they don't want to pay the extra price, the surcharge for the Trump tariff surcharge, whatever they're going to call it. They don't want to pay that later on.
Yeah.
But the industry has been like that for years. When the supply companies get a chance to make a little more money, they do. That's fine. That's capitalism. It works. Go ahead, do it. But I don't like to sell an $18,000 cage at the end of the year that I could have sold for $9,000 at the beginning of the year.
Right.
Because
so do you think that's going to happen?
No, I don't believe that's going to happen.
Right.
I truly do not believe.
Yeah.
Anybody else in this room stay with me on that?
Yeah, and the thing is too, when it comes to those types of scenarios, we've been hearing it and seeing it for years, and thinking, we know that we have trade deficits with other countries, and we talk about it at the water cooler. When are we going to do something about it? So it seems like now we have an administration that is doing things about it. So not a political show here, but it affects your business more so than maybe some other people out there.
Absolutely, and on the flip side. So let's say the imports slow down and the price of domestic aluminum increases because we're making it here, because obviously our guys get paid very, very well in this country. On the imported products, you still have the transportation and shipping charges. Mm-hmm. And that's now pretty much not included in the new prices. So the question is it going to level off? Mm-hmm. And it may be, because if you calculate what the container ships and the port charges, that's a high astronomical number.
Right.
So if you take that out of the equation, maybe our increased labor to manufacture domestic product may not be so bad, or it may be similar.
Yeah, it could be pretty close to equal, and then it's a win.
Yeah, and I don't hear a lot of people mentioning what I just talked about regarding the transportation and the port charges. Mm-hmm. It's a true real number.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting when you think about it. If you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, a.k.a. the Tin Man here on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Well, thank you, and you put a label on that one, too. You coined that one. Thank you.
The Tin Man's in the house.
Not to be confused with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito, that's right. And I wanted to plug this event too. I forgot to do it in the open, but we're bringing Ken Shamrock back into town, and we're raising some money for children here in Tampa Bay. We've got an event coming up on June 21, the 21st. It's a Thursday of June, so it's about 5-6 weeks out. We've got Ken Shamrock. He's going to be giving a keynote speech benefiting the Ian Beckles Foundation at Fire Station number 5, Red Door number 5, and I'm organizing that event. It's on Eventbrite right now. We're going to be setting up a Facebook page for it, but it's $20. Tickets are $20. $20. You come out and you meet Ken, you talk to Ken, you meet with Ian Beckles, all of our staff, all of our show partners. You can meet any of our expert contributors. We're going to have appetizers floating around. There's going to be a cash bar, full liquor there as well. So it's going to be a good time. We're going to raise money for a good cause. We're helping out children in Tampa Bay, which I think is really cool when you think about this show. And Ken spoke about it on our show when he was here last, is that, he was a youth that didn't have privilege, and he was kind of battling as a young child from different homes and things of that nature. And I think there's a lot of kids right now that are in that position. So that's what's pretty cool about this event, is that we're benefiting children of Tampa Bay through the Ian Beckles Foundation. So check it out. That's going to be the 21st of June coming up right around the corner. By the way, we're going to have a live radio show broadcast there. Ken and Ian are going to be on the show with us. And then also at 6 to 7, we're going to have a live stream as well with all of our expert contributors going to be weighing in. We're going to bring as many of them as we can on in that hour. So it's going to be a really cool event. You don't want to miss it. And, help out and let's raise some money for these children. So we have a consumer advocate-based background here on the show. That's what we do last 5 years on air, helping a lot of charitable organizations, Work Done Charities, Children's Cancer Center, and now the Ian Beckles Foundation here. So stay with us. When we come back, we got a really cool story for you as well. Off-duty police officer saves a baby's life. Stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Check out our platinum sponsor of the Consumer Quarterback Show, PlatinumMVPRealty.com, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties, pitching their properties on the show. Thousands of people doing things that other companies don't do for you. And we're recruiting agents right now. We're recruiting interns. I'm looking for a personal assistant as well for our office. So we're looking for referrals for those items. We'd love to talk to you. I've got a hot property here on Causeway Boulevard in Tampa. This is a beautiful property, 5331 Causeway. This is a property that is perfect for a contractor, somebody that works from home. It's zoned M, commercially zoned M, and it's a great buying opportunity here in Tampa Bay. 33619 zip code, and very close proximity to the expressway. And we've got also million property at Wilski Boulevard in Tampa. This is a $1.5 million home just outside of West Chase, and it's a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, over 4,000 square foot heated, $1.5 million, and it's on a lake. Contemporary style, beautiful property. Great buying opportunity here. Compliments of Platinum MVPRealty.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
Coming up, we have this really cool story about the off-duty police officer saving a life. I want to bring Chris Baran into the conversation, Chris. So property management, you guys are doing a couple different styles of property management. You want to give an overview of your company?
Sure, we do HOAs, luxury, high-rise condos, residential, commercial. You name it, pretty much we take care of it. Right now, the big thing is in the community management, the HOA management. There's really a lack of, Fred was just speaking about that a second ago, there's just such a lack of communication between the management companies, the board members, and the residents. So there's not a lot going on between that. So we try to fill the gap into that. We try to provide a huge customer support, huge communication. And we always want to just make sure we have our feet right in there with everything. There's no stone unturned. We want to be just right in there.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough because, certain companies out there or a lot of in the industry are setting the bar real low. So, and it's just become the norm. So a lot of these board members and residents have become accustomed to that. And it's like, we just want to shoot out of the cannon with it and say, look, that's not where it's supposed to be. It might have went downhill for so many years, but it doesn't have to be like that.
Right.
You deserve better. We go to Chili's, not so much all the time for the food, but because the server there knows us by name. He seats us down. He has our drinks ready as soon as we sit down.
Yeah.
That's customer service.
Right.
And we want to provide that. We want to provide that to who we take care of,
Right.
HOAs or condos or residential or single families, whatever it may be. So that's kind of how I like to compare it to.
Yeah, because you're in a way, you're that liaison between the two parties.
Absolutely. And when there's lack of communication there, nobody knows what's going on, and then his finger's being pointed, and we don't like that either.
Right.
If we did something wrong, we're accountable. We're not going to point the finger ever.
Yeah.
So we'll take care of it. So things always, could fall apart sometimes, but then we want to make sure you're on top of it. That's really how it's taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah, and the real estate space is such a great space to be in as an investor. I always bring it back to money. What's driving the investment? What's driving the market? So when people look to buy real estate, I think sometimes people shy away because they don't want to be stuck in a position where they're managing the rents, they're collecting the income, they're dealing with the calls to repair all those scenarios, moving in, moving out, changing out, getting the cleaning done. So talk about that, because I think there's a lot of investors that listen to this show. There's a lot of real estate agents, title companies, mortgage people that listen to our show. We've had a following now for 5 years. So what would you say to that investor that is maybe they're interviewing right now? They're looking for property management companies. What would you say to them?
Well, number one, I would first say don't be afraid to expand your business.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot of them now are afraid to grow in the properties they have because they can't do it all themselves.
Right.
So they can't manage them all themselves. And they're afraid of who's going to be managing it for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many fly-by-night companies that come out there, or companies that do it on the side.
Right.
And say, we'll take care of that for you. Or a friend says, I'll take care of that for you. And all of a sudden, a water line breaks or something. Or, we were just talking about a cage fell in a pool in another community and nobody's there to take care of that.
Yeah.
Because they're not living there.
Right.
So, things like that. So you want to be able to trust who you're with. So I would say interview a company.
Right.
Don't just go down the yellow page and say, they've been around a long time. They know what they're doing.
Right.
They might not. They might not do as good a job as you think. Interview who you want to meet with.
Yeah.
Let us show you what we could do. Let us, have other client experiences, testimonials. We're huge on that.
Sure.
I can guarantee every one of them are going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can tell you're passionate about it. Yeah, and that's with the real estate side, with the investment side of the business. I think it's such a big point is, buy the assets, have a company manage them, and you're set up for the long run. I'm sure you've got different systems in place.
Correct.
To help manage that flow.
Absolutely. And Donna right now, I say she, but Donna right now is actually training someone to focus more on the single families, so we could have another person out there, so we're not getting a 3:00 a.m. call. Maybe she might, and then filter it over to us if it needs us to step in.
Yeah.
But it's important how people get trained, not just hire somebody in too. That's a whole other topic, but that's really what it comes down to, is making sure you're on top of things, making sure things don't wait 3 or 4 hours. I'll take care of it in the morning. Well, if something happened at 9 o'clock at night, you can't take care of it in the morning.
Yeah.
And I want the investors to understand that they need to be comfortable with who they hire. And that's really what it comes down to. So don't be afraid to grow.
Yep.
If you want 30, 40 properties, go get them.
Yep.
There's a company out there that will take care of you.
Right.
But don't sacrifice your own business because somebody else's business might not be able to handle what you give them.
Right.
So
yeah, and I think about on the real estate side as well. You know, I focus on listings. I've got great buyer agents on my team at Platinum MVP Realty, and then of course we work with investors, and then occasionally I'll get people that say, "Hey, can you manage my property? Can you rent it out for me?" And my answer to them is that I'm not a specialist in managing properties, and I don't want to be in that position. So typically what I'll do is I'll market the property for rent. I'll collect the first month rent, and then I say, okay, you guys meet each other. Here's the client, here's the landlord, and I'll step out of it, in some cases, because there's a lot that goes into what you guys do.
And that's a great filter. I mean, that's more than most do. Right. Most just try to kick it right over to someone. Right. But how you're doing it is really good because I mean you're recommending someone, and that's huge. Yeah. So but I would say that would be the first thing. Make sure they're equipped with that before they get into another property. Make sure they have somebody lined up, because that's a huge burden off their shoulder that they don't got to worry about. They need to keep worrying about getting more properties and making more money on that.
Yeah. Acquisition is such a big part of that business. If you're an investor, you're looking to buy real estate properties, the acquisition side, I believe, is where you want to be focused. And then once you get the deals in the pipeline, hand them over to Baran Property Management. Chris and Donna, they're going to do a great job for you. Let them, not, I won't say worry, but let them handle those types of scenarios when it comes to that. And then because it's so competitive on the other side, that's something that we've all heard. Real estate has made more millionaires in the United States than any other industry. So you look at stocks and mutual funds and some of these different, I could go on a bunny trail about mutual funds, what a scam they are. But, when you think about real estate, it really comes down to, and there's a lot of people that are involved with real estate on a high level. Grant Cardone has been on our show. He talks about buying multiple doors, So when you look at that, you can invest in single families. You can invest, as an owner occupant, you can invest in the 4 units, with a conventional or FHA or VA type of loan. You can have those type scenarios, but where's the number, I guess, is the question. When I'm kind of drawing in on a question, it's like if I'm an investor and I've got maybe a small office staff that can help me, but I guess I've heard in the past it's like 40 doors or 35, 45 doors that if you buy something big, then it comes into where you might want to have an on-site property manager, somebody that you're going to pay through your company. I wonder, if you have an opinion on that, how that plays out.
You know what? It's funny because we were at a building recently, and we were off-site, or we were just, kind of the middleman a little bit for, I guess you used to say, for that. But we actually recommended that building get an on-site just because there was too many issues. Right. So an older building is going to have more issues on a day-to-day basis than something maybe newer, something that was maybe maintained properly throughout the years.
Sure.
So it's tough to say because you could get a really old property that's maintained beautifully, and then we just come in, once a day and make sure everything's good, do cleaning, do checks on everything, and keep it up to speed. Yep. Or you could have something that's completely just an issue daily, and you're like, you really need somebody on site for this. Yeah. And that's where your fee is going to have to go up, just because that's more, you're requiring more.
Yeah.
So it's a tough call, but I mean, it all depends. It all really depends on how that building has been maintained throughout the years. Or even a community or a single family. I mean, just however something's been maintained, it just depends on how much we have to put into it right out of the gate. Yeah. It might need a ton of maintenance right up front, or it might take 6 months to get back up to speed or get back in, in the black. I mean, you might be running red for so many months or years that vendors might not be paid or things like that. So you might have to get certain things up to speed and clean up that mess before you can even run it properly.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, there's a lot to consider. I guess it's not as so much as number of doors as it is overall comprehensive. What's the condition of the property? How much deferred maintenance do you have? It's funny. I've been in real estate for many years. As I'm walking around, I'll point out I'll go to different hotels or different venues, and I'll say, I'll point out to my daughter, you see that deferred maintenance up there? I can just catch it. I have the eye for it. I can't help it, right? Yeah. So, but it's a big part of the business model when you look at that. It's an overall comprehensive approach, and that's what we talk about here on the show. show. We've got so many people that can help our listeners. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel. Each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our expert contributors that we have assembled: CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys. We've got doctors, nutrition experts, marketing experts. So many people that are associated with the show that can help you in different ways. And consumerqb.com, that should be your number one resource. Consumerqb.com. Just go to that site, submit an email form. It's going to come directly through to myself and James, our show producer. We're going to make sure we get back to you before our head hits the pillow, and we're going to connect you with people that are going to give you that frank advice, non-commission based advice that's going to help you live a better life. And we're making examples of that every day. We're getting a lot of phone calls, people wanting to improve their credit, get into mortgages, refinance homes. There's a lot of ways that we can help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, more from Fred Muth, aka the Tin Man, here in the house. Tampa Screens and Aluminum, and Chris Baran Property Management, and talking about ways that you can live a better life here. And we have our feel-good story: off-duty police officer saves a baby's life. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and we are helping you win in any marketplace. That's the goal of our show. Former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF, and longtime quarterback on our sports teams, quarterbacking introductions to, nowadays we're quarterbacking introductions to our expert contributors. We're quarterbacking transactions for our sellers, buyers, investors out there with Platinum MVP Realty. So we want to help you win. And we got a couple of hot listings here from Platinum. We want to let you know about $1 million property here in St. Petersburg. This is 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Pete. Pre-construction, SIPS panel home, almost completed. 3,752 square feet, $1.4 million. And it's a beautiful property in the old northeast section of St. Petersburg. Great buying opportunity. And also out East County, we've got 6601 Crikel Avenue in Riverview. This is in Bloomingdale area, Riverview of Hillsborough County. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, over 3,300 square feet, $320,000 just reduced. This is a nice house with a fenced-in backyard, 3-bay garage back there as well for any of the folks that like that garage scene and have a lot of room there. PlatinumMVPRealty.com, helping you win in any marketplace. All right, so let's jump back into it. We've got Fred Muth in the house, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Chris Baran, Baran Property Management. And let me do a quick shout out to the maids. We got Mary Maids. Relax, it's done. Welcome to your clean home. Satisfaction is guaranteed by Mary Maids. Relax, it's done. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. We would love for you to employ them to help clean yours. And they are the recipients of the Women's Choice Award, America's most recommended cleaning services. Mary Maids. Relax, it's done. Give them a call. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you and take them up on special offers and incentives. All right, back in studio. So Fred Muth, Chris Baran here in studio. So let's talk about how you guys work with HOAs, because you work with HOAs in a different capacity. Fred, you're going in, you're talking HOAs, you're getting approved for these different lanais and screen porches, pool enclosures that you're putting on?
Correct. Initially, the developer sets the rules and develops the bylaws in the restricted communities. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, unfortunately, the homeowners are not very much aware of what the restrictions are.
Right.
They'll send a 140-page bylaw book out, and who sits down and reads that?
Yeah.
So we're running into, for example, right now I've got 5 jobs on hold based on the scenario that the communication within the HOA itself is absolutely horrible.
Come on, man.
Jane cannot talk to Jill, who cannot talk to Jerry, who cannot talk to Paul, who has to have a decision made by Wally. He's on vacation, and they all try to connect by email.
Yeah.
Give me the phone number. Let me have Wally. We'll get it resolved.
Pick up the phone, make the call.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And the homeowner, unfortunately, they pay the dues. They pay for this abuse, basically.
Yeah.
And they're in the middle, and they're trying to get the screen room going, etc. I've signed a few of these jobs up in the dry season. Now we're coming into the rainy season.
Man.
So now, the concrete needs to be poured, and, it turns into that whole mess. And I don't completely fault the actual associations. I just fault the lack of communication and the method that it's done, because it's horrendous.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you, Chris, you run into this similar situation.
Absolutely. And you actually said who reads those 200-page.
200 now.
Donna will read it from front to back. She will read the whole entire manual of it and know exactly what's in it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I mean, she wants to know that thing inside out. If there's a change to it, she wants to know the change to it. So she wants to be on top of everything. You got to
know the rules to play the game, right? I'll never
know every
forget,
one of them.
My dad was a baseball coach, football, baseball coach, but, the same thing. He would read that rule book, carry it with him in his pocket, and if there was an appeal that needed to be made or whatever he would do that. But yeah, knowing the game, knowing the rules, knowing how to play the game.
That's amazing.
And going back to your point, Fred, is there's no incentive in those types of organizations. It's such a bureaucratic.
Thank you.
Slow.
That's it. That's the problem. Yep. And so eventually the homeowners vote them out. and they bring in another association.
Right.
If you bring in a quality association, which they're out there, quality management company, you got it made.
Yep.
But initially, there's a lot of problems.
What do you
And
look for on
see
a quality organization? What are some of the telltale signs? What are you looking for?
I'm going to let you answer that, Chris.
Oh, I'll tell you us. Yeah. But I'm just...
Yeah, of course, yeah. What are characteristics?
There are good ones out there. I mean, it really is, once again, I mean, it comes down to your knowledge of the community itself that you're taking over, your customer support, and your communication.
How to connect.
You just have to stay in communication with everybody.
If a homeowner asks you a question at 2 in the afternoon, you better have an answer by 2 in the afternoon the next day.
Yeah.
And you don't get that.
Yeah.
And that's a big mistake.
Yeah, it's tough, when you look about that. So yeah, the Consumer Quarterback Show, we're here to help you win, help you understand these different decisions. So you got the HOAs, you got the HOAs there. You've got different governing bodies. We talked about permits in the past as well, Fred. So you go through permitting, you get the HOAs, okay, sign off, and then you go through the permitting through the county? Or is it the other way around?
No, what I try to do is to make it easy for the homeowner, I will write a contract contingent upon approval. Mm-hmm. And in most cases, we know what's going to fly and what isn't going to fly. That way, if the approval process for the HOA is 6 weeks and the approval process for the building permit is 6 weeks, they only lose 6 weeks. But if you do them not together, then you're going to lose 12 weeks plus.
Right.
So that's what I try to do. And it works out pretty good. If somebody wants something extremely unusual, we're not going to go forward with the engineering and permit if we're not clear that it's going to typically happen. However, we will assist the homeowner the best that we can in getting the approval for the HOA. And like I said, I've got 5 of them right now that are on hold in a holding pattern, and I'm not obligated to, but I've made contact to the people at the HOA at all these associations by telephone, and I have not received one return call in 2 weeks.
Isn't that nice?
No, it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's
ridiculous.
It's not the way it should be.
All right, let's switch gears here. We're going in the rainy season. We like to give seasonally appropriate advice and talk about things happening in that space. So we're going in the rainy season. Yesterday's show we talked about with Snoop Dogg, A Snoop Inspection. Jay was talking about, getting the roof looked at. We had Eunice here in studio as well. Eunice was Halstead. She was talking about, making sure you have the right policies in place when it comes to hurricanes, wind, flood, fire, all the different policy riders that you want to have. But I thought we would do a top 10 here. We got the top 10 cities that can handle the most. Basically, it's the 10 most waterproof towns in America. So let's see. Let's see if you guys can pick out a couple of these here. So we got some in Florida. We got some out west. What comes to mind when you think about waterproof towns?
In Florida, it's got to be Mount Dora.
Mount Dora?
It's got to be.
That's over by Orlando, right? So
it's north.
So why do you say Mount Dora?
Because it's up in the air.
It's elevated.
It's high. Yes,
I was going to say like Claremont or something like
that.
So
waterproof.
Claremont's not far away.
I wonder what they're recording. So it says, according to weather.com, Portland receives an average of 43 inches of rainfall every year. Although recent weather shifts may bump that number even higher, the city was doused with 50 inches in year 2010. So that's number 10 on the list is Portland, Oregon, and it's going all the way down to number 1. So let's jump to number 1 here. Let's see. So let's stick with Florida first, since we were talking about Florida. So Florida, they've got number 6 coming in as Miami coming in at number 6. So weatherproof. You think that would? I almost think the opposite.
Well,
right?
I believe they know how to handle it. They've been whacked so many times with everything, and regarding water, and they are low. So they know how to make the water flow, which is something that the screen enclosure guys need to do too. They need to know how to make that water flow.
Yeah, it says we don't often think of Miami as a wet city, but the heavy annual rainfall may help to explain its recent explosion as a center for non-beach culture and entertainment. So it talks about their museums and whatnot. But when I look at those projections, when you get into sea level rise and you get into that conversation, we're not talking about man-made. Is it oil industry? Is it not? We're not talking about Al Gore stuff here. But what I'm just saying is, when you look at the projections of sea level rise, part of Miami's going to have some problems in the next decade or maybe even sooner.
Well, all of the new structures are elevated above a certain level.
Yeah.
And you go back 50 years, they were fine. So yes, it is happening.
West Palm Beach.
Happening.
Yeah,
West Palm
exactly.
Beach. That's amazing.
West Palm Beach coming up here as well. Number 4 on the list. A beach line favorite among winter birds and retirees. West Palm Beach gets doused with an tan, unfriendly 63 inches of rain every year. The city's main venues, talks about that. Number 2 on the list, Pensacola, Florida. So Pensacola's on the list.
I would never guess that
Yeah.
either.
So it's saying that it's the Panhandle city is known mainly for its beaches, but on any of the 50+ rainy days that the city experiences, a host of indoor attractions beckon. The National Naval Aviation Museum. So it's talking about going indoors, I guess, is what they're talking about on this list. They can go indoors and do things indoors. So, number 1 on the list. Have a guess, anybody? Number 1 on the list.
Shoot, Chris.
It's been awful from what I was thinking so far, so I have no
Southeastern
idea.
state. Mobile, Alabama. So didn't know Mobile gets that much rain. Maybe it's because they weren't whining about it. Every year, Alabama's 3rd most populous city gets pelted with more than 5 feet of rainfall with an average of 59 rainy days per year. Residents can count on close to 2 months of wet weather altogether. So, it kind of reminds you of Alaska when you think about,
And when this show airs, I sure hope it's not raining for those 5 o'clock drivers.
Yeah, there you go. All right, helping you win in any marketplace. Stay with us, Consumer Quarterback Show. When we come back, we're going to jump into our feel-good story, and we have our lightning round as well. Off-duty police officer saves a baby's life right here. Stay with us here. We're going to talk about that story and more here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. Got a bunch of new offices. We just opened up 3 offices in South Tampa. We're setting records. We got an office on West Shore Boulevard, over there at the Dignitary brand. Ian Beckles sharing an office with Ian now in West Shore. We got a downtown office on Ashley Street, and we also have an office on Henderson Boulevard in South Tampa and out in Town and Country as well. So we're growing. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team. We're looking for interns that might want to get involved with our radio show. And also, I'm personally looking for office help as well, personal assistant. Hot listings here I want to let you know about 5105 Bay Boulevard in Port Richey. This is $563,000, 3-bedroom, 3-bath property. Martha's Vineyard is the subdivision, and it's over 6,200 total square feet, 3,200 square foot heated, and you got gorgeous views overlooking the Gulf of Mexico there. It's waterfront property, and it's a great buying opportunity here in Pasco County. And also a Tampa property in Carrollwood, 15648 North Himes Avenue in Carrollwood, North Forest Village, 5 bedrooms, 4-bath, pool home on a cul-de-sac in Carrollwood, $480,000. Actually just reduced down to $470,000. Great buying opportunity. Looking for offers on that property. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372, and we'd love to connect with you. In studio today, we got Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Chris Baran, representing Baran Property Management, and we want to give a shout out to Kipton's Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. This is our official hotel partner. Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora, St. Pete Beach, the first new hotel built on the beach in decades. Spanish ancestry, cool Mediterranean attitude. There's a boat dock there, this pool, the spa. You got multiple bars, lobby bar. The restaurant, the Castile restaurant, is awesome, excellent food. And then you go up top to the rooftop 360, and you're overlooking the beautiful Gulf of Mexico, the Intercoastal Waterway. And if you look to the south, you'll see the famed Don Cesar Hotel in beautiful St. Pete. So every week we want to tell you something good. We want to jump into that Tell Me Something Good segment here in a moment. But I want to go back to Chris Baran, Baran Property Management. And we do a lot of charitable stuff here on the show. We talk a lot about charities. We're raising some money for the Ian Beckles Foundation. And you have something as well that you're thinking about doing. Absolutely.
Well, first, to go back a little bit, I mean, with Ken Shamrock coming in, I mean, it's great. I've been a fan of his for a long time when he was fighting and when he went to WWE, when he went fighting again. And you watch someone like that, and you don't really know much about them. Social media wasn't really around too much back then, so you didn't learn a lot. So you just kind of knew him for what he was. He's a stand-up guy, very professional, amazing athlete. I seen him on your show. I seen him on an interview he did with Ed Milet. I mean, his story is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, when you listen to him speak about it and just what he gone through to go from where he was to where he went, it's just such a motivational story, and he lives it. I mean, it's incredible. So
broke his neck playing ball.
It's insane. I honestly looking forward to meeting him actually too, just because of the fact of everything, not just from being a fan standpoint, but for being what he's doing now makes me more of a fan than what he did then even.
Right.
But you said a lot of things he was doing too was for children, something with the children's cause. And we just started just recently, and it's hopefully the board passes it, because we're trying to do something at one of our communities with the Habitat for Humanity for West Pasco. There's a street there or area they call the Town and Country Villas that they're looking to really revitalize. It's a really rough area. Kids live there. You see them waiting for the buses every day, and it breaks your heart sometimes. So we want to make sure we're a part of something like that, just for the fact that we have kids. I never would like to see my kids in that type of situation. So just to be aware of it, we really want to be a part of it to help out. So we're going to try to raise something with that, and we'll put some more info out there as soon as it does hopefully get approved, which I'm sure it will.
That's awesome.
And continue to move on with that, to clean up that area and to make more opportunities for whoever's going to be living there. I mean, it's really heartbreaking. So
Mike Sutton's been on the show, and he's I think he's one of the leaders over there at Habitat. So maybe he's somebody to talk to with that. But yeah, that's great, man. We appreciate you doing that. Warwick Dunn Charities, we've had him on the show and done some things with them. Where it's such a great organization. I think about Habitat, the way that they work with different organizations. Warwick Dunn's charity, for example, what he would do is raise down payment assistance money to help them get into the property, and then he would go out and solicit all these different businesses to bring in everything from the furnishings to the appliances to the TVs on the wall. I mean, such a great thing that he does. I think it's at this point about 155 homes that he's helped single parents gain home ownership through.
That's great.
And the really cool thing that I took away from that also is that the recipients, a lot of times they're volunteering 350, 450 hours of their time building someone else's home before they get into the ring to be able to draw their ticket.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. When Donna was relaying a lot of his info to me, I was just blown away. I said, wow, I said, we have to do this. I said, we have to be a part of this somehow. It's not even an option. I mean, it's just incredible. Yeah.
That's super cool, man. I love it. Good stuff. Keep up the good work there. Let's jump into our positive injection for your positivity injection in our Tell Me Something Good segment.
Tell me something good.
All right, we got an off-duty police officer saves a baby's life in Ocala, Florida. He was celebrating this week as approximately 5:30 on Wednesday the 9th. Marion County Sheriff's Office K-9 Deputy Jeremy Nix was on his way home from his shift, and he was flagged down by a motorist when he stopped at a red light. The motorist told Nix that her 3-month baby boy named Kingston was completely unresponsive and that she needed help. Deputy Nix turned his patrol car around, pulled off the side of the road to assist with the medical emergency. The first words out of her mouth were, "Don't let my baby die," Deputy Nix recalled at a press conference. After performing several life-saving measures on the child and not seeing any improvement, Deputy Nix decided to put the child in his own patrol car and rush him to the Ocala Medical Center. Deputy Nix delivered the child to the medical personnel, who then began treating the child. And thanks to Deputy Nix's actions, baby Kingston is expected to make a full recovery. So, pretty cool story there, huh?
Great
story.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. The feel-good stories that are out there. They're out there. We just got to find them. We got to talk about them.
Out there.
Bring them to the forefront. And so let's go ahead and finish up the show strong here. We're going to jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, so we got top tips, nuggets of advice, or your basically your pitch to our consumers on how you can help them live a better life. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum.
Okay, I always mention Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, whether it's a screen enclosure, a bathroom remodel, whatever it is, if you're bidding out such a project, please ask questions.
Right.
Ask me as many questions as you like. I prefer the customer to ask more questions than anything. However, I'm apprehensive when the prospect refuses to ask questions because I have to pull the questions out.
Right.
This way, we eliminate surprises on the back end.
Yeah.
And, the old sales theory is keep it simple. I don't subscribe to that in the construction business.
Right.
I think it's a bad theory because there's so many unknowns. And any representative, no matter what product they're representing, like I said, screen enclosures, patios, bathroom remodels, there's so many questions that need to come to light before the project commences.
Yep.
And I truly advise all homeowners to ask questions. You can call me and ask me the questions before the job's built as many times as you want.
Yep.
Okay. Once the job is done, we've covered it. There's no more questions. And if something comes up on the back end, like a surprise or whatever, it's much easier to put that fire out at that point. Since we covered 90% or 98% of the concerns. So ask questions.
Ask questions. Be prepared. Be proactive. Understand the questions to ask as well as a big part of that as well.
Sure. I've got many jobs in progress, and I have customers calling me, and they're asking me the same question over and over. They say, "I hope you don't mind." No, I don't mind. Believe me, I mind if you don't ask me the question.
Right. Yeah, I like that. An informed consumer is going to be the one that's going to stick with you through the end. You're not going to have complaints. You're not going to have threats of lawsuits, anything like that.
Right.
It's the ones that withdraw and they're thinking. You can see they've got their wheels spinning.
Yes.
And then the littlest thing comes up, and then all of a sudden they try to blow it up and make it a big deal.
It makes me nervous. I get real nervous when I sell a job like that.
Top tips, nuggets of advice. Chris Baran, Property Management.
Again, we are property management, HOA, condo, individual, residential, commercial. And we always say we're when it comes to pricing first, I would say we're not going to be the highest, we're not going to be the lowest, but we're going to be right where you need us to be. Yeah. We're going to assess what you have. Like we were speaking before, there might be a ton of issues, so you can't call me and request a generic quote for me to send it out to you, and then 3-4 weeks later after we get on the project, we said, oh, and that wasn't included in that price.
Right.
We want to come out. We want to look at what you have. We want to make sure we're doing the right thing by you. Communication is key. We're huge on that. Customer support is key, and knowledge is key.
Yeah.
We carry all of those. I mean, Donna, once again, is extremely knowledgeable of what she does. She loves what she does, and she wants to make sure, whether it be a community or your private property, that we manage it exactly how you'd want it managed.
Yeah.
We take very good pride in that. We want to make sure it's run like it was our own.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we want to do it. We want to make sure we're 10 steps above. We want to work twice as hard as anybody else too. I mean, so it's you're being good hands. Just put it that way. You're being good hands with us, and you'll know what you're getting. If we're not for you, we're not as big as some of these other companies out there, but we'll outperform anybody. I could guarantee that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You definitely have a passion for it. Baran Property Management, Chris and Donna Baran, our partners. We want you reaching out to them as well as all of our expert contributors. And it's one of those areas that, you kind of mentioned is you don't want to skimp in that area because there's landlord-tenant laws. There's all types of things that come into play. And just by making an assumption or doing something wrong, you could end up in court and sued. I've seen it happen, and it's not a good place to be. I want to thank Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, the Tin Man. I want to thank Chris Baran, Baran Property Management. Thanks for coming in. And I want to thank our listeners, our viewers of our TV show out there as well. WeBeam TV, and our team behind the scenes putting it together. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food, some clothing you may have. Carry it with you to and from your commute. Hand it to that person that you see in need. And you know where they hang out. They're on the side of the road. They're behind the strip malls. You'll see them all over the place. Be a force for good. Give them the leftover food that you have. Just do something small for a veteran as well. Go out and thank a veteran. Buy them coffee. Buy them lunch. Do something kind for one another. And we'll see you right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Brandon Rhymes 1, Brandon Rhymes PA, and the Consumer Quarterback Show. Have a good one. See you next time.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.